Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to this sacred space we're creating together. If you're listening to this, chances are sleep has become elusive. Perhaps your mind is like a browser with too many tabs open. Thoughts about tomorrow's meetings, conversations you wish you'd handled differently, dreams that feel impossibly far away, or simply the weight of being human in a complex world. I want you to know something before we begin. You don't have to perform here. You don't need to have perfect faith or eloquent words. You don't even need to stay awake for every moment of what we're about to share. Sometimes God's greatest work happens when we're simply present. Even in our exhaustion. Tonight, we're not going to fight against your tiredness. We're going to transform it into trust. We're not going to battle your busy mind. We're going to redirect it toward truth. Think of this time as stepping into a midnight sanctuary where the only requirement is honesty. Find a position that feels safe for your body. Maybe that's lying down with your hands resting gently on your chest. Maybe it's sitting in your favorite chair with your feet planted firmly on the ground. Maybe you're walking slowly around your room. That's perfectly fine too. There's no wrong way to receive what we're about to experience together. Take a moment to notice your breathing. You don't need to change it. Just observe it. Each breath in is a gift. Each breath out is a release. Your body knows how to do this without your mind's interference. What a miracle that is. As we journey together over the next half hour, we'll visit different rooms in the house of God's heart. Some rooms are for confession, others for celebration. Some for silence, others for song. But every room is designed for your healing, your rest, your restoration. Let's begin where every authentic conversation with God begins, with the truth of where we are right now. God of infinite understanding, here I am at the end of another day, carrying more than I probably should. I come to you not as the person I think I should be, but as the person I actually am tonight. I am tired, Lord, not just physically, though my body feels the weight of countless decisions and responsibilities. I'm tired in my soul, tired of pretending I have everything figured out, tired of smiling when I'm sad, tired of being strong when I want to cry, tired of having to have opinions about everything when sometimes I just want to say, I don't know. I'm carrying conversations that didn't go well, words I wish I could take back, opportunities I might have missed, people I may have disappointed, places where I was too much or not enough, or somehow always just slightly off key in the symphony of life. There's this ache in me. God, not quite sadness, not quite fear, but something like homesickness for a peace I'm not sure I've ever fully known. It's the feeling of being a stranger in my own life sometimes, wondering if this restlessness is what everyone experiences or if I'm uniquely broken in some invisible way. I bring you my perfectionism. That masquerades as dedication, but actually stems from terror of being found inadequate. I bring you my people-pleasing that looks like kindness, but sometimes abandons my own truth. I bring you my control that pretends to be responsibility, but really fears the unknown. Tonight, I don't want to impress you with my prayers. I don't want to use the right spiritual language. I want to be known by you exactly as I am. Questions and all, struggles and all, beautiful mess and all. You see the version of me that exists at 2 a.m. when the world is quiet and my defenses are down. You see the dreams I'm afraid to voice because they seem too big or too small or too different from what people expect of me. You see the places where I'm still healing from hurts I don't talk about, and somehow, miraculously, you're not disappointed in what you see. Somehow, you look at all of this humanity, this beautiful, complicated, struggling, hoping humanity, and your response is not judgment but tenderness. So I rest in your tenderness tonight. I let myself be held by a love that doesn't require me to earn it, fix myself first, or figure out all the answers before I'm worthy of embrace. In this sacred space, I imagine myself walking through a garden at night. The air is cool and gentle. Stars provide just enough light to see the path ahead. And there are trees here, ancient, sturdy trees with branches that seem to reach toward heaven. Each tree represents something I've been carrying that was never meant to be mine. Alone. Here's the tree of tomorrow's anxieties. I walk up to its strong trunk, and I place my hands against its bark. Into this tree, I release my worry about the presentation next week. Into this tree, I release my fear about the test results I'm waiting for. Into this tree, I release my anxiety about my children's futures, about decisions I haven't made yet, about changes coming that I can't control. This tree is vast enough to hold all of these tomorrows. It has roots that go deeper than my fears and branches that stretch higher than my imagination. I don't have to carry these possibilities in my chest anymore. Here's the tree of relationship healing. Against its bark, I place the tensions I've been holding. The friend who hurt me and doesn't seem to understand why. The family member whose political views feel like personal attacks. The spouse who's been distant. The boss who micromanages. The neighbor who's been inconsiderate. Into this tree, I release my need for these people to change on my timeline. I release my need to be understood perfectly by everyone. I release the exhaustion of trying to manage other people's emotions while neglecting my own. This tree will hold the complexity of human relationships while I rest in the simplicity of being loved by God. Here's the tree of past regrets. This one has silver bark that seems to shimmer in the moonlight. Against its surface, I place the choices I wish I'd made differently. The words I should have spoken. The courage I didn't summon. The love I withheld out of fear. The opportunities I let slip by dot into this tree. I release the version of myself that believes I should have known better, should have been braver, should have been more perfect at 20 or 30 or 40 than I actually was with the knowledge and healing I had at the time. This tree transforms regret into wisdom, mistakes into mercy, past pain into present compassion. Here's the tree of provision and security. Its branches seem to hold invisible fruit, the kind that feeds souls rather than bodies. Against this tree, I place my financial fears, my worry about having enough, my fear of scarcity in a world that sometimes feels depleted. Into this tree, I release my need to hoard security, to know exactly how things will work out, to see the full picture before I take the next step. I trust that I am held by abundance I can't always see, abundance of love, of possibility, of divine creativity that makes ways where there seem to be no ways. Here's the tree of physical healing and strength. Its roots seem to pulse with life force. Against this tree, I place my body with all its aches and limitations and miraculous functions. Into this tree, I release my frustration with aging, my fear of illness, my impatience with pain, my comparison with bodies that seem more capable than mine. I remember that this body has carried me faithfully through every day of my life. It has healed from countless small injuries without my conscious effort. It has created energy from food and breath without my management. It deserves my gratitude, not my criticism. As I finish walking through this garden, I feel lighter. Not because my circumstances have changed, but because the weight of carrying everything alone has been distributed among these trees, among this community of creation that was designed to share the load. Now I find myself in a high tower, an observatory where the view expands beyond the immediate landscape of my concerns. From this height, I can see the patterns of my life differently. The setbacks that felt devastating from ground level reveal themselves as redirections. The closed doors that seemed like rejections now look like protections. The delays that frustrated me appear as perfect timing for things I couldn't see or coming. Looking out over the landscape of my existence, I see seasons, not just the calendar seasons, but life seasons. Seasons of learning and seasons of letting go. Seasons of building and seasons of resting. Seasons of speaking and seasons of listening. seasons of holding on and seasons of releasing. From this vantage point, I can see that I am not behind schedule in life. I am not missing some cosmic deadline. I am exactly where I need to be to become who I am becoming. I can see other souls from here too. Millions of lights in windows where people are having their own conversations with the divine, their own wrestling matches with meaning, their own moments of surrender and breakthrough. I am not alone in my humanity. The universe from here looks patient rather than urgent, ancient rather than anxious, purposeful rather than random. From this height, my problems don't disappear, but they take their rightful size in the context of eternity. They become opportunities rather than obstacles, invitations rather than interruptions, chances to discover strength I didn't know I possessed and grace I couldn't have imagined. And now I find myself in the most beautiful room yet, a space that seems to be made of light itself, where gratitude becomes a living, breathing presence. Here, I don't have to manufacture thankfulness for difficult circumstances. Instead, I find myself naturally grateful for the gifts that are always present but often overlooked. I'm grateful for this breath, and this one, and this one, for the automatic miracle of oxygen becoming energy in my cells without any conscious effort on my part. I'm grateful for the people who have loved me imperfectly but genuinely, for the friends who have seen me at my worst and stayed, for the family members who have celebrated my successes and supported me through failures. I'm grateful for my capacity to feel deeply, even when that feeling is pain, even when that feeling is confusion. The ability to feel is the ability to be fully alive, fully human, fully present to the gift of existence. I'm grateful for second chances and third chances and the infinite possibility of beginning again, for mercy that's new every morning, for hope that resurfaces even after being buried by disappointment. I'm grateful for the unique combination of experiences, gifts, struggles, and perspectives that make me irreplaceable in the grand design of existence. There will never be another me, and somehow, mysteriously, that matters to the universe. In this room, gratitude becomes a form of worship, and worship becomes a form of rest. Finally, I find myself in the most intimate room of all, a chamber where the Creator sings lullabies over creation. Here, I am reminded that before I was anything else, I was a thought in the mind of God. Before I had a name or a body or a story, I was loved into existence by a love that needed nothing from me, but delighted in the possibility of me. Listen, you are my beloved child in whom I am well pleased, not because of what you've accomplished today, but because of who you are. Not because you've earned it, but because love is my nature. Listen, I have plans for you, plans to give you hope and a future, plans that account for your mistakes and incorporate your detours, plans that are bigger than your fears and stronger than your failures. Listen, nothing can separate you from my love, not your doubts or your questions or your seasons of feeling distant from me, not your imperfections or your struggles or your inability to pray perfectly. Listen, I will never leave you or forsake you, in your celebrations and your sorrows, in your clarity and your confusion, in your courage and your cowardice. I am as present in your questions as in your certainties. Listen, my grace is sufficient for you, for today and for tomorrow, for the challenges you can see and the ones you can't imagine yet, for the person you are now and the person you're becoming. Listen, be still and know that I am God. You don't have to figure everything out tonight. You don't have to solve every problem or answer every question. You can rest in the knowing that there is one who sees the full picture, who holds the whole story, who is writing a narrative more beautiful than anything you could author on your own. As our journey through these sacred spaces comes to a close, you find yourself back in your own room, in your own bed, but you are not the same person who began this journey. You are lighter, having left burdens in the garden. You are calmer, having seen life from the observatory of divine perspective. You are more grateful, having spent time in the throne room of appreciation. You are more beloved, having heard the lullabies of heaven. As you settle into sleep now, imagine your breath as a prayer, not a prayer of words, but a prayer of trust. Each exhale is a letting go. Each inhale is a receiving. You are breathing in peace and breathing out anxiety, breathing in love and breathing out fear, breathing in rest and breathing out the need to control. Your sleep tonight will not be ordinary sleep. It will be sacred rest, the kind that heals not just your body, but your soul. Dreams may come that bring insight, or sleep may come that is simply restorative silence. Both are gifts. Tomorrow you will wake refreshed, but more than that, you will wake remembering who you are, beloved, held, guided, and never alone. For now, let your body sink into the support of your bed like you are sinking into the arms of divine love. Let your mind release its grip on the day's concerns like releasing balloons into a sky vast enough to hold them all. You are safe. You are cherished. You are exactly where you need to be. Rest well, precious soul. The God who never sleeps is watching over your dreams. If this journey has brought you peace tonight, consider sharing that peace with others. Not through urgency or obligation, but through the gentle overflow of a heart that has been reminded of its worth. Maybe bookmark this for another night when rest feels elusive. Maybe share it with someone who could use a reminder of how beloved they are. Your rest matters. Your peace contributes to the peace of the world. Your healing participates in the healing of all creation. Sleep well and know that you are infinitely loved. Good night.